I listened to Casey and TT's podcast episode, so you don't have to, but I believe you should give it a listen just so you can get your own context and clarity and to support these two, show them some love. But I'm going to give you a recap on what I think was most important and what to take away from what these two had to say. I just want to highlight the fact that I feel like this was very smart of them to not go on somebody's podcast and to basically interview each other and where they feel comfortable and they're able to articulate themselves and they can control the narrative. One thing about these podcasts, when these Islanders go on there, I feel like the narrative can still be pushed by whoever's interviewing them. So if you are like, learn from them. Anybody who goes on Love Island and is, painted as the villain, learn from these two. Don't get on somebody's podcast and try to explain away your side. Like, literally put the narrative out for yourself, because you've already been painted. You've already been edited in a certain way when it comes to production. Don't allow anyone else to hop onto that, okay? So they did both acknowledge the love and the hate that they received. They shouted out their supporters, but they did say it was really hard to see the hate, to open up your phone and see this much hate. And then from hate them, people that you may know, like they saw people that they knew personally jumping on the hate train, and it was actually very jarring for them. TT clarified her after sun comments that a lot of y'all had issue with and nitpicked, because that's what you like to do with people you dislike. You nitpick every little word they say and you turn it into something that it may not be. But she actually clarified, and she said she wasn't saying that people disliked them because they were black. That was a narrative that y'all run with. She meant that some people were using the fact that they were black as a way to be microaggressive and downright racist. She gave an example of like a TikTok that she saw where they were basically, the person was calling her evil for just having braids in her head, which is like, I get braids too. So am I an evil bitch? Like, so now because people get braids, they're evil. She said that like, it seemed like people were more comfortable disrespecting them and being hateful towards them because of their blackness, because they were black. They were comfortable with the microaggression. They were comfortable with the racism. They were comfortable with the memes because they were the only black couple. And it was really painful and hard for them because they're watching other black people hop onto this and be racist and be anti-black and be microaggressive. Therefore, even brands like CeraVe felt comfortable doing the same thing. Because here's my thing, and this is what really bothered me and why I started defending them. I did not like the fact that we as black people were hopping on this hate train and allowing people to feel comfortable to be anti-black, be microaggressive, make gorilla memes out of her, make, emasculating memes out of him. We feel comfortable doing that because we dislike the person. And I'm not trying to use we as like an everybody. There is quite a few. And even people that I liked and respected as creators and I had to block. We felt comfortable doing that because we disliked them. So we gave others, non-black people, an inch and they're going to take a mile. And including brands. So brands feel comfortable. Non-black people feel comfortable being anti-black, being a microaggressive. Like, this whole situation was insane to me. Why are we allowing this shit? You allow this shit, it's going to be your favorite next time. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, what are we doing? Like, this is not okay. No, you made it okay. You made it okay with Casey and TT. You were fine with it because you didn't like them. That was what was blowing me. So I completely understand where they're coming from when they make this statement. They both said that there's like false narratives circulating about them online. And I've seen them myself, like that one white lady that was calling Casey Grapey Casey. I hope that she ends up getting sued and in trouble for that shit, because you are wrong as fuck for that shit, you weird ass bitch. I'm still irritated about that. Casey reveals that the villa was much more tense than the viewers even saw, especially after like the Casa Amor like fire pit recoupling, which I knew that. Like, Soul has said this, other Islanders have said this, like that villa was hostile. Let's just be honest, okay? And by like karaoke night, he really felt like him and TT were not favorable amongst the Islanders. We all saw that as well. And it was really hard on his mental health. There was times that he didn't even want to like get out of bed in the morning. And he was just really thankful to have TT because she was the one that was like keeping him going. And they were shocked, rightfully so, after them being saved during the karaoke challenge because he felt like they were going home. He was like, we're going home, which it kind of made them feel a little bit better about their position in the villa. They also shared that they wished we would have seen more of their relationship, and then we would understand why they're so close now, because they had a lot of deep conversations. Like, he took down TT's braids. We didn't get to see that. Of course we didn't, because they do this every year. Like, they do this every year. They did this with Cordell and Serena. They did it with Shelly and Ace last year. Like, they tend to do this with the black couples in that villa. So we didn't see a lot of their, like, deep conversations. We didn't see the braid taking down. He was taking down her braids, and they were getting real deep. And that's why they were so, like, they become so close with each other, that they're so, like, locked in, because they were really, like, only had each other. And they really got into some deep, conversations, and got to know each other, like, more than what we even saw. So they both talked about how they were spoken about, like, with their socioeconomic status, and how it was disappointing, which I understand too, because y'all were literally sitting here clowning on them because they weren't rich and they didn't have rich parents and they were broke, and that's why they're with each other, when most of America's fucking broke. A lot of y'all came from nothing. A lot of people who are stars now, or athletes now, or, big tech wizards, whatever, they came from nothing. So why are you shaming these two from having a humble background? I have a humble background. I didn't come from shit, and neither did my hubby. So that was very odd, and they felt like it was very odd too, and I can agree with them. Like, TT said she's a hustler, that she's worked multiple jobs. She was living in her car before Love Island. She was a nanny. She was working at the airport. Like, she did whatever she could to survive. And Casey revealed him the same way. Like, he came up as, like, a basketball player, right? Played JUCO basketball. And when that dream was over, he didn't know what to do, and he had to pivot. Basically, he pivoted into being a CNA. Like, he opened up about that struggle of, like, pivoting after sports, which I feel like a lot of young men go through when, sports is everything to them and it doesn't work out and they don't know what to do. And so he did pivot into CNA. He wanted to do nursing, but he did CNA, or he eventually wants to do nursing. Like, that was his plan, but he did start with as a CNA. And he said it's a very difficult job, that you grow, like, a bond with some of these patients and they end up passing away. I was like, dang, I didn't even think of it like that. Like, hats off to y'all, because I know that job's hard. And then TT shared that the reason why she's so closed off and her circle's small, she doesn't have a lot of girlfriends, is because of the way that she was treated growing up. She was bullied. She was really tall. She had acne. Like, she was not, like, attractive. She's very beautiful. Like, her glow up was crazy, but she was very bullied. So she kept to herself because of that. And I feel like a lot of people can resonate with that, because they've gone through similar things as these two. You hate them, but they've probably gone through some of the things that they've gone through. Going forward, they said that they want to pursue, like, acting. Casey said maybe some streaming. TT want to do it all. She writes. Like, she wants to write, produce, and film, which I love that for her. She attended film school before she started acting. She wants to model. I think she can model. She's 6 feet tall, y'all. Like, she's gorgeous. So I really hope to see those dreams come true for her. I think Casey, he wants to go into that type of, like, entertainment, but I think he's going to be very strategic in where he goes with that, because of this narrative that has been painted about him. But I hope that he's able to, accomplish his dreams as well. They both describe themselves as each other's, like, rock. Like, they really are locked the fuck in. And I love this for them, because they did go through and experience something traumatic. And I feel like they came out on the other side with each other. So I feel like there's more to their connection than what we may even know. And I love that for them. I really do. I can see this relationship lasting, to be honest with you. And they did give their own advice for people who plan on going to Love Island. They said, you gotta have some thick skin, honey. Like, you need to have thick skin. Stand by your words, but be respectful about it. And be prepared for everything you do to be scrutinized. Be prepared for a hate train. Be prepared for production to paint you in a certain light. And TT joked, and she was like, if you're going to be a Casa Amor girl or guy, just know you're not going to be liked. Like, you're automatically going to be public enemy number one. So I thought that was funny, because it's true. It's like every year the Casa Amor people, they're already starting at the very bottom, and they got to climb their way up into America's, like, favorite in their eyes, unless they're getting with the favorite person. Like the thing with Amaya and Brian. Like, Brian was automatically liked because he was saving Amaya, and then he turned out to be a dick anyways. So, but overall, I really liked this format. I really liked the interviewing each other. I really like the YouTube channel. I'm glad they were able to be comfortable and tell more about themselves, to give us context about them, especially people who support them like me. So I enjoyed it. I think you would enjoy it. I think it's a good watch. I love seeing TT. She's gorgeous and I love her hair. I was like, girl, you got a lot of potential, honey. Like, tap in with the brands that support you. I've seen some in their comments, and get your face out there, because she got a mean mug. She got a mean mug. But let me know what you think in the comments, if I missed anything or what you thought about the interview, if you actually watched it. I'm not going to be dealing with the hate. If you're going to be hateful, it's going to be deleted or blocked. I'm tired of the fucking hate. This is not, don't come on my shit with this fucking bullshit, this hating. Like, go find a creator that's a hater and convene over there, okay? Thank you.